They want to allow illegal coal mining. That's why they're not implementing this. Let me tell you, and let them come and debate with me on this allegation.
Kajing Bempentri kam ka soka jela yang Migria Resident Safety and Security Act MRSSA wad tip kum ka ansyong wai kadai na mga bagwa bandon kajing ti bat shalan Beaiñ ya Dewiong. Ya kanila keno unang yam guling persya Dr. Mukul sangma habkren sikilat prai kubor hakani kisi saja ni beladem. U Dr. Mukul athai kani soka kabayalam dag NPP ka bumla ban simkia bat ka blathok igi pajba habiadai bat kajing bumla ban pentri kam ya ka an MRSSA. Halo kijing temu ke soka ban besuk yagi kendon baya seriem kum ke ILP hak Immigration and Foreign Act aja pesan Dr. Mukul ong baki inalan permit kamdai kamat ke bahap hak kijing pet jong ke soka jelah hendai kasyong hak soka pedeng ula penken mau bah ke po bedang don hak soka mensua syumlah kulal ban pentrai kami ke ILP kum balakula kanik soka MDE menta hendai wasim kia ada kawai ke senjam ban perking ya kijing wandung kertep ki breu na ba dak ba wanra ika an mikraya Resident Safety and Security Act MRSSA kebatip kum ke an syongwai hendai kani ke soka ke bayam ke NPP mas nuan hak bosen sya hak jeka ban pentrai kami ke an MRSSA ka wanra penban kijing penkela keempat pentrikam. Katkum gijing ong Dr. Mukul ondala pentrikam ya ke MRSSA iko CCTV hasilnya jong kisrok ba kihap ban yeng kenang ban pintikna ban don kijing singa nyiki paj ba. Hanrai kanik soka kam simla pentrikam nama ba ka shifting yo ba omla syu ban syalan Beaiñ ya Dewiong la keno Dr. Mukul. Ha ka juk pol ong ba kanik soka kan sakam bahkan salidra ya kanik mat syaka soka India batkin sakam ru ba hadin election ajal prakin sayakren ba kesuka India. Hendai kini baru kin ulong nama ba kipaj ba kajela kidai basta.
See, let me put it in my own way. See, politicians, when they don't mean what they say, then that is what you see. You know? So, different political leaders, different leaders who have the privilege of running the government have different way of doing things. Some try to do things, engage in some kind of initiative, embark upon some kind of policy decision for consuming time and allowing the time to continue to be in power. You see? Now, tell me one thing. Why was the Meghalaya Resident Safety and Security Act enacted? What is the background? And after this act was enacted unanimously in the House, where every political party which still have a circulation in the state politics were involved. But immediately after, the incumbent government formed their government in 2018, they immediately tried to discuss on the possible amendment of this MRSA Act without even starting to implement. We laid out certain foundations to implement this particular mandate of the Act. If you recollect, there were joint inspection of the areas where we had to establish entry-exit points. Now, entry-exit points, in as far as the Act is concerned, were all referred to as facilitation center, and to be taken care of in matters of dealing with the mandate of the law in as far as the mandate for that facilitation center is concerned. This responsibility was vested upon tourism department. Why? There are reasons. These whole things were discussed exhaustively at the time of formatting the whole proposed bill. We have co-authored this act. It is not that Dr. Mukul alone has authored this. It was authored by the government in consultation after exhaustive due diligence, not the shortcut way or overnight thinking process, some bureaucrat sitting and then drafting the act. No, it wasn't. It was co-authored by government with our stakeholders. And why? Because today you look at what is happening in USA. In the name of immigration, what is happening? People are getting killed. You have seen that ICE member one force of ICE in America, immigration, and your customs enforcement member of that organization landed up firing a woman. Why? in spite of having stringent immigration laws, you try for a visa for USA, it will be so tough. And for a lady, unmarried lady, you will never get a visa also. That's the truth. But in spite of having such a stringent immigration law, USA, UK, go and see what has happened. Precisely because of these, our people, our stakeholders in the form of civil society organizations are constantly reminding the policymakers, yes, we should have a mechanism. In absence of mechanism, what was visible? ILP. ILP was visible because ILP is in force, is being implemented in respect of Nagaland. Now in respect of your Manipur also. For Arunachal and Nagaland, it was there from before then. Suddenly after the CA, the fallout of protests against CA, then Manipur was given. But Meghalaya. But why is the demand for ILP? Precisely because of the challenges associated with uncontrolled immigration, which is definitely a matter of concern. I have given a reference of USA and UK and all the European countries. Why? Because in spite of stringent law of regulating at the entry and exit, meaning any citizen entering with a visa, what happens when the so-called immigrants with valid visas don't go back? Don't go back. This is the reason why you have so many illegal immigrants. Many of them have entered legally but overstayed and they have become illegal immigrants. That's how the law operates. But the fact is that after entering, how will you regulate their stay? That's why MRSA is designed in such a way that in spite of having such a long porous international border with Bangladesh, and in spite of having such a long border with our neighboring state Assam, which can be the sources of entry of illegal immigrants, which is a fact, can be taken care of in a manner which fulfills our intent of protecting our people in terms of maintaining the demography of our tribes, our Khasi, Garo, Jaintia tribes, and to ensure that demographically we are not outnumbered by people. That is the reason. Now, when this law, ILP is not a state subject. So I couldn't have promised to implement ILP, unlike the present Chief Minister, unlike the incumbent Chief Minister, because I know I cannot promise on behalf of Government of India and I cannot take the Union government for granted. And I knew that I did my homework. I tried to know whether they will agree or not. When I knew that they will not agree, then I said, okay, then let us come with some other alternative. The alternative which is given to you as per the mandate of the Constitution in as far as the legislative jurisdiction of the state legislature is concerned. So we work on this available limited space. The limited space available in as far as the legislative jurisdiction to the state legislature is concerned. We didn't overstep, but we went as far as possible. So playing at the edge, I always used to believe playing at the edge is always good, because that is where then nobody can actually supersede you. So we played up to the level of which I can say tightrope walking, but we did do this with the involvement of all stakeholders, and we came up with this wonderful law. I say this is wonderful law. In fact, yes, just a few days back, one person who is analyzing about the issues of concerns pertaining to immigration in Northeast was talking to me, and he was referring to this MRSA. And MRSA is so designed that once you implement, you will know, okay, where you need to further reinforce and add certain provisions. But implement first. Today, what has happened to those identified areas which were supposed to be identified for entry-exit point? In other words, as per the law, the facilitation center. The government has lied to the people that it is because the court has said that in absence of proper guidelines, these facilitation centers should not operate. In absence of guidelines, whose job it is to give the guidelines? Whose job it is to prepare the guidelines? How the facilitation centers shall operate has to be governed by some guidelines. They didn't do their job. They cheated the people. That's why the MRSA couldn't be implemented. Then subsequently, then somebody took this MRSA for judicial scrutiny. But this MRSA, Meghalaya Resident Safety and Security Act 2016, have withstood the judicial scrutiny. But the proposed amendment went beyond the legislative jurisdiction of the state. That's why MHA has returned. That means you go beyond your job, beyond the mandate of the Constitution. Don't you know that when you go beyond the mandate of the Constitution, your action will become constitutionally infractious? It is. Therefore, one has to know the job to which he is empowered to, the limitation thereof. We are in a federal structure. We cannot temper upon any subject which is in the union list. Yes. Therefore, when we make law, it must be well understood by the authors of that proposed bill, which ultimately, if passed by the House, will become an act after the consent, after the assent of the Honorable Governor, that we skillfully script the law within our legislative jurisdiction so that it can always withstand any judicial scrutiny. Full stop. Once you go beyond, then that so-called bill will be sent to Government of India. Why? Because you have already overstepped. So Governor cannot assent. That means indirectly the government had a mala fide intention to make this MRSA Act ineffective, or wanted to put it in a cold storage by default. So by default, the MRSA, Meghalaya Resident Safety and Security Act, became unimplementable with that proposed amendment. So the amendment has failed, but the principal act has not failed, because they wanted to amend which goes beyond their legislative jurisdiction. I cautioned the government at the time of this exercise. They didn't listen to me. They didn't listen to the co-author. They thought they are better authors. Here, let us interact. Okay, I am the author. He was also co-author. He was also there while we were discussing. And if he wants to, somehow, take shelter under this kind of misinterpretation of the mandate of the law, I pity him. But at the same time, I am angry also because he is lying to the people. He is lying to the people who have elected him. He is lying to the people of Peninsula also. Are Peninsula people not concerned about immigration? They are, yes. Yes. He is lying to his own people who have given mandate to them. Yes. If this is not there, now how is the mandate of a law implemented? Once a law is, rather, I would put it that way, once an act is notified, it becomes effective from that given indicated date as per the Gazette notification. What is the other responsibility of the government? Come up with the rules. Come up with the rules for implementing any act. Once you have an act, you should have a rule to implement it. So who is stopping him from making that rule? That is exactly what the Honorable High Court has referred to, in absence of proper guidelines. So if the proper guidelines, that rule pertaining to implementation of that mandate of the law is not properly designed, who is stopping him from doing it? After the observation of the Honorable High Court, how many years have passed? Why they couldn't do? That means they have a mala fide intention not to implement this. I will tell you why they don't want to implement this. Now, what are the other aspects? Because the law revolves around safety and security. Because that's the actual subject which is vested with the state government, rather the state legislature. Law and order is a state subject. So, take advantage of this huge space of responsibility vis-a-vis the particular list I'm referring to. Now, in order to ensure safety and security, there are certain things. Now you talk about so many petty crimes. Why are they grappling with the solution to deal with this problem? Because what we started, as per the mandate of this act, all this habitation must also be with that intent of ensuring safety and security of the residents and the state as a whole. Proper CCTV along the national highways, CCTV along the state highways. Now tell me, if these CCTVs would have been all along the national highways and state highways, they could have easily checked coal mine, that illegal coal transportation and illegal coal mining. They want to allow illegal coal mining, that's why they are not implementing this. Let me tell you, and let them come and debate with me on this allegation. Yes, the moment this act is implemented in letter and spirit, no illegal transportation of illegal mine coal can take place also. Because the diverse positive outcome when we implement this mandate of this act is so huge, it becomes the eyes and ears of the authorities of the government. Therefore, they want to keep their eyes closed. And they don't want to hear, even though here you have seen, okay, the denial mode, bring evidence. Is it the responsibility of the citizens to bring evidence all the time? What the hell the government is doing then? Is the government not responsible to protect the interests of the people and protect the interests of the state? When they fail, it becomes their incompetence, and it is also interpreted as corruption. When the authorities concerned knows that certain illegalities are taking place and they don't take action, then it is interpreted as an offense under Prevention of Corruption Act 1988. Read the Honorable Supreme Court judgment. Simple. So therefore, they have a mala fide intention. That's why, all this hue and cry, because we want something to protect the interests of our people. Now, if they don't have the basic trust in the positive outcome of this MRSA 2016, let them come up with another act of our own state legislature. The state legislature has enough space to script any act to protect the interests of our people. The constitutional provision is capable of giving the state to come up with various laws which can, somehow integrate and amplify each other. Why don't they come? The job of the people who are elected is not only running the government on the basis of the laws which already exist. We are all lawmakers. That means we have to make law. And when we make law, we should know how to make law. We are lawmakers, we are not lawyers. Yeah, we are lawmakers, we are the authors of laws which we enact and pass in the assembly. Similarly, MPs, the members of parliament, they are authors of law which are enacted and passed by the parliament. So it is the job. We are called lawmakers. I think we are forgetting this particular crucial responsibility which is vested upon all of us.